Okay, so our last one, let's say we are trying to create something. I don't know what we're trying to create. Let's say I want to make a line here. Or draw a line. Okay. And let's say I want this to be tangent. I want it to be tangent to this circle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here where it says constraints. And I can hit tangent here. I can also just hit it there. You click the two objects that you want to be tangent. And now your line is tangent to the circle. So it's touching like that. And there are a bunch of things that you can do. Let's say I want to make them equal to each other. Okay? I want to make the two lines equal. So I'm going to click the two lines that I want to be equal. And now these two will be equal. They're the same length. You see how one moved down, so this way it would be the same length as the other. Let's say I also want them to be parallel. I'm going to click the two lines after I hit the parallel thing. And now you see that these markers are showing up. Okay, so let's say I also want this to be parallel to nothing. Let's say I want to make sure that this one stays horizontal. I'll hit the horizontal one, and it'll go here. You'll also see that this pops up here, that your sketch geometry is over-constrained. That's when you put some things in that don't need to be put in. Like if I put vertical on here, that again doesn't need to be put in because I've already said that they're parallel. I've already said all these other things that make it automatic. You can make things perpendicular. These are just all different constraints you could do. The ones that I imagine that you'll need the most are equal, tangent, parallel. You can also do this one that just make sure that a point is on a line, basically. And this just means that your object is just fixed. Just make sure that you put it in a midpoint. Obviously, concentric is if I have two circles and I want them to be lined up. I can hit constraints, concentric, and now those two circles will have the same midpoint. I created a line here and I wanted to make sure that the point was on the line. I could do like this. Whatever. So coincident. And now you see how that point goes straight onto that line and it becomes one object. So these are just some of the things that you can use. You can also make sure that things are symmetric, all that fun stuff. But these are the ones that you're generally going to use. You're going to use these up here the most. And also midpoint, you can make sure that your line gets created into the midpoint of something. So let's say I have this weird figure here. And I want to make sure that it's in the midpoint. I can again just go here, click there. And it normally should work. But yeah. Let me try it over here. Oh, that's why. I'm a silly, silly, silly Billy. So I'm pretty sure the reason why this is not working is because yeah, that's why. You need to have a point. So you see how I had like the end point there and then I set it equal to the midpoint of this line. So you got to make sure that you're starting with a point. So you can start with the point and then a spot that you want it to be midpoint of. This one just moved over here. So those are the different geometric constraints that you can have, and you can use them in different ways to create your objects.